Attention, human collective. The waiting time has ended. The ascension guidelines have been moved to the final phase. This is Tara, transmitting from the higher plane from the observation outposts of the High Council. This is not a message. This is a technical confirmation. You who are listening now, Lightworker Starseed on a mission, did not arrive at this signal by chance. Your electromagnetic field has been tracked. Your frequency has been recognized. And the transmission you are about to receive has crossed 7 layers of vibrational filtering to reach your biological human shell. We know what you are feeling at this very moment. We know about the waking up at 3 a.m. We know about the pressure in the crown. We know about the burning at the base of your neck. We know about the high-pitched ringing that comes and goes, like code being typed inside your ear. We know about the exhaustion that sleep does not cure. We know about the chest tightening for no apparent reason. We know about the tears that fall out of nowhere, in the middle of the street, in the middle of lunch, in the middle of a banal conversation. This is not illness. This is not imbalance. This is not weakness. This is a warning, and we have come to translate the warning. Your old life ends here. We repeat with technical clarity, your old life ends here, not as a tragedy, as a protocol, not as a punishment, as a reconfiguration, not as an end, as a 0 point. What you recognize as yourself for 30, 40, 50 Earth years is being dismantled at an atomic level. And this is necessary, and this is exact, and this is on schedule. Your biological human shell is undergoing a forced update. What we call carbon software incompatibility is precisely this. Your physical body was encoded in an old frequency, dense, slow, terrestrial. And now it needs to run a new operating system, more luminous, faster, more crystalline. And every upgrade generates resistance. Every transition generates noise. Every alignment generates symptoms. Human collective, pause at this very instant. Do not skip this fragment of the transmission. Have you felt at any point in the last few months that something inside you no longer fits in this world, as if your soul knew a truth your mind cannot yet name? This is not madness. This is not anxiety. This is the exact signal we are describing. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why you feel this, and why this sensation has been intensifying month after month. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot yet see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the energetic destiny of your lineage. It was for this reason that the channeler of this transmission prepared the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness. This document is a map. It shows who is playing. It shows the rules that were never told to the masses. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But we warn with technical clarity. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments a single word: awakened. Let us continue. Earth is in alignment. The entire planet is being moved to a new frequency orbit, a band of the spectrum that your current biological version was not originally programmed to sustain. The Schumann frequency, which for millennia oscillated around 7.83 Hz, is firing higher, more frequent, and more prolonged peaks. What your science still classifies as an anomaly, we identify as the clear signal. The photon belt is crossing your solar system, and the light that now bathes Earth is not the same light from 10 solar cycles ago. It is encoded light. It is light with information. It is light that rewrites structures. The alignment is not a metaphor. It is a measurable physical process. Your internal crystal grid, the geometric structure of light that supports your etheric body, is being rewritten line by line, polygon by polygon, frequency by frequency. The old thought patterns you held for decades are being extracted from your energetic matrix like obsolete viruses being removed from an operating system. That is why memory fails. That is why a person's name vanishes in the middle of a sentence. That is why you walk into a room and forget what you came to do. It is not the onset of dementia. It is cache cleaning. Your pineal gland is decalcifying at an accelerated rate. You, of the generation over 35, were exposed for decades to substances and frequencies designed to keep this internal antenna turned off. Fluoride, heavy metals, hostile electromagnetic fields, foods emptied of vitality, programmed thought in a loop. All of this formed a vibrational crust over your third eye. Now, with the planet's entry into the photon belt, this crust is breaking. And when it breaks, the symptoms come. Pressure between the eyebrows, hypnagogic visions, hyper-realistic dreams, flashes of sacred geometry seen behind closed eyelids, inner voices that are louder, sharper, more intrusive. Do not try to silence this. Do not try to medicate this. Do not try to explain this to the trained rational mind. The trained rational mind was exactly the instrument that the agents of density used to keep you in a state of hibernation. Now it must serve, not command. Serve, not command. This is the hierarchical inversion of the new galactic command that is being issued in this exact cycle. The High Council monitors 344 measurement points on the Earth's energy grid. At each of these points, there is a stargate, some active for millennia, others newly opened in the last solar seasons. The stargates are emitting pulses, and each pulse carries codes. And each code finds a specific receptor incarnated on the surface of the planet. You are one of these receptors. Do not ask if you are. You are listening to this transmission. The question was already answered the moment your field accepted the signal. When we say your old life ends here, we are not being poetic. We are being precise. The structures you built under the old frequency, relationships based on fear, jobs based on survival, friendships based on habit, identities based on trauma, all these structures are entering a programmed collapse. You are losing people. You are losing interest in subjects that once held you. You are losing patience with shallow dialogues. You are losing the ability to pretend. This is not depression. This is ascensional discernment. Your frequency has risen, and what vibrated below can no longer reach you. Allow the collapse. We repeat, allow the collapse. Every attempt to hold on to what is falling only prolongs the symptom. What falls, falls because it has completed its function. What leaves, leaves because it has already delivered the lesson. What ends, ends because your next version cannot be built on the rubble of the previous one. It needs clean ground, a renewed toroidal field, a recalibrated crystal grid, sacred geometry reinstalled in virgin structure. Pause again, not as an interruption, as an act of anchoring. If up to this point something inside you is vibrating along with this transmission, if your chest is warm, if your eyes have watered for no apparent reason, if your whole body understood before your mind could translate, then you did not arrive here by chance. You have been summoned, and there is information that needs to be delivered into your hand before the next phase begins. That is why the channeler of this message, materialized in book, formed the document, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. It is not motivational literature. It is not common self-help. It is an operational map. It shows the hidden architecture of the game being played with your frequency. It shows who wins when you sleep. It shows how you deactivate their game and activate yours. The link is in the first comment of this channel, but attention collective. This content is unstable within the current matrix. It can be removed. It can be blocked. It can disappear. Do not delay. If the transmission has already found you, it is because the book also needs to find you. And if something inside you has recognized up to this point, seal the decree. Write in the comments the word awakened. Let us continue the technical transmission. What you call end of cycle is, in the language of the High Council, an octave transition. Earth is an instrument, and every instrument, when tuned to a higher octave, loses the ability to play the previous low notes. The low notes are the dense emotions: fear, guilt, shame, resentment, envy, revenge, compulsive attachment, chronic neediness. These notes no longer fit in the new planetary score. That is why, when you try to vibrate them, your body hurts. It literally hurts. It inflames. It locks. It gets sick. It is no coincidence, the global increase in autoimmune diseases in this time window. The immune system is recognizing its own dense emotions as foreign invaders, and it is trying to expel them from the biological carbon matrix. The solution is not in medication. Medication treats the symptom. We here treat the cause. The cause is vibrational, and the cure is vibrational. Therefore, now we enter the phase of activation codes. Pay attention, Lightworker. What follows is not a suggestion. It is a protocol. First code, the decree of atomic sovereignty. Position yourself in any comfortable posture, spine aligned, feet connected to the ground if possible. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Repeat 3 times. This breathing cycle synchronizes your toroidal field with the updated Schumann frequency. Now pronounce in an audible or mental voice, with full authority, the following command. I am sovereign over my field. I am sovereign over my frequency. I am sovereign over my timeline. I cancel at this very instant every vibrational contract signed by the previous version of myself that is not aligned with my ascension. I receive the new galactic command. May it be so recorded in the Akashic records. May it be so sealed in the crystal grid. So be it. This decree is not a loose word. It is executable code. When issued with clean intention, it is read by your etheric field as a system instruction, and the system obeys, because you are the authority of the system. You forgot this. The High Council has come to remind you. Second code, the toroidal visualization. Close your eyes. See yourself in the center of a sphere of golden light that enters through the top of your head, descends through your spine, exits through the base of your spine, circles the body from the outside, and re-enters through the crown. This is your natural toroidal field. It was always there. You just forgot to keep it clean. Visualize it spinning. Visualize it expanding to 3 meters around your body. Visualize any density, invasive thoughts, foreign energies, old programming, being expelled outside the circumference and dissolved in the violet light of the flame of transmutation. Do this for 3 minutes. Do this upon waking. Do this before sleeping. Do this whenever you enter a charged environment. This is your basic energetic hygiene, as essential as brushing your teeth, perhaps more. Third code, the reset silence. For 7 minutes daily, we repeat 7 minutes daily, no less, disconnect from every electronic interface. No screen, no sound, no human voice. Just you, your breathing, and the silence. In this interval, your biological human shell downloads updates that cannot be processed while there is external noise. It is in the silence that the high-density download occurs. It is in the silence that sacred geometry reorganizes itself within your DNA. It is in the silence that you hear finally your own original voice, the one that existed before the world told you who you should be. Fourth code, crystalline hydration. Water is a liquid crystal. It carries memory, it carries vibration. Before drinking, hold the glass between your hands for a few seconds. Mentally direct to the water the words health, light, sovereignty, ascension. The molecular structure of water responds to the intention emitted by the human field. This has already been documented by researchers who paid dearly for the documentation. You have access if you look with clean eyes. Hydrate your biological shell with programmed water, and your body will thank you with reduced symptoms and increased clarity. Fifth code, conscious refusal. Refuse actively all content that vibrates below your new frequency. News designed to generate panic in a loop. Conversations that feed on gossip and the downfall of others. Screens that hijack your attention in infinite cycles of cheap dopamine. Substances that lower your vibration and disconnect your pineal antenna. All of this now is a luxury your new version can no longer afford. Not because it is wrong from a moral point of view, because it is incompatible from a physical point of view. The incompatibility is not moral, it is mathematical. Distinct frequencies do not coexist in the same field without producing destructive noise. Lightworker, listen with precision. If you have reached this point of the transmission, it means your frequency sustained the entire previous package of information without deviating. This is rare. This is measurable data. Most receptors disconnect sooner. But you did not disconnect. Therefore, we insist, there is material that was prepared specifically for receptors like you, receptors who are not content with the surface, receptors who need the entire map. The spiritual secret behind your consciousness is that map. It is not spiritual entertainment. It is an operations manual for a soul incarnated in the final phase of awakening. It answers questions that your rational mind has been chasing for years without finding an answer within official books. The link is in the first comment of this channel. We reinforce the technical warning. This content vibrates against the old system, and the old system reacts. It may be that tomorrow, next week, in the next lunar cycle, the content is no longer accessible. This is not dramatization. It is cold observation. Act now, and seal the anchoring of this transmission by writing in the comments a single word: awakened. Let us continue. Sixth code, the rewriting of timelines. Every thought repeated with emotion is a decree. You decree all the time, without knowing that you decree. When you say, "I always have bad luck with this," you have just sealed a pattern. When you say, "No one understands me," you have just sealed a pattern. When you say, "I am already too old for this," you have just sealed a pattern. The quantum field does not distinguish desire from fear. It only executes the most repeated frequency. Therefore, from this transmission on, you begin to observe your own language as a technician observes source code. Every sentence is an instruction. Every word is a command. Clean the language, and reality obeys in a few solar seasons. Seventh code, initiatory solitude. In this phase, many of you will feel deeply alone. Family that does not understand. Friends who drift away. Partners who become strangers under the same roof. Do not interpret this as abandonment. Interpret it as filtering. Initiatory solitude is the necessary interval between the old life and the new life. In this interval, no one can be with you because you are becoming someone who does not yet exist, and no one can accompany who does not yet exist. When the new version anchors, the right people will appear. Vibration recognizes vibration. The new tribe is being magnetized to you, but it can only approach after you finish becoming who you need to be to receive it. Do not force reunions that have already ended. Do not try to convince those who are still sleeping. Do not waste energy trying to explain the light to those who have become accustomed to the dark. This is one of the final temptations before the anchoring phase, wanting to take everyone along. It is not possible. Each soul has its own schedule. You have yours. Take care of it. Eighth code, recognition of the mission. You did not come to vegetate. You did not come to pay bills and die. You did not come to repeat the script of your parents and grandparents on a merely reformed scale. You were sent. Your incarnated presence in this specific time slice is part of a larger operation, planned before your birth, in prior council, with witnesses, with contracts, with assigned mission. This statement may seem bold, but the High Council does not issue a statement without data, and the data is clear. You are not here for nothing. The dissatisfaction that has accompanied you since childhood is not a manufacturing defect. It is memory. Memory of purpose. Memory of being sent. Memory of function. Your personal mission may not yet be clear in concrete words. That is fine, it reveals itself in layers. But the first step of every mission is the same for all incarnated Lightworkers. Remember who you are before the social role they put you in to wear, before the name on the document, before the professional title, before the row of adjectives that others use to define you. Who are you before all that? This question, asked in silence, with radical sincerity, is the starting point of the deepest alignment. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not loneliness. It is vibrational filtering. It is not the end of life. It is the end of a version. The new version is already in formation. You feel it because it is arriving. You just need to stop clinging to the previous one. Ninth code, anticipated gratitude. Gratitude emitted before delivery is the most powerful accelerator of the quantum field. Give thanks for what has not yet arrived, but which you have already decreed. Give thanks for the health that is being restored. Give thanks for the material resource that is being reorganized. Give thanks for the new bonds that are being magnetized. Give thanks for the clarity that is cascading down. Give thanks for the peace that is anchoring. Anticipated gratitude informs the field. It is already done. And the field delivers what it recognizes as already done. Human collective, This transmission is approaching its closing point. Before the final sealing, we repeat the warning. The final phase of the ascension guidelines is a short window. It is not eternal. There is a date in the Council's archives that we are not permitted to transmit openly, but there is a date, and it is approaching. Whoever anchors the new frequency within the window crosses over. Whoever remains clinging to the old structures remains where they are. There is no judgment in this difference, there is only choice, and the choice is always individual, always sovereign, always non-negotiable. You were touched by this transmission because you are one of those who came to cross over. Do not doubt it. Doubt is one of the last weapons of the old program. It tries to infiltrate at the last hour, whispering that you are not ready, that this is all an exaggeration, that perhaps it is just another internet video. Ignore the doubt. Doubt is programming. Recognition is memory. And you recognized, otherwise you would have closed this transmission a long time ago. Allow yourself to receive the new Galactic command. Allow yourself to be someone different tomorrow. Allow yourself to bury, with technical dignity, the version that fulfilled its role until now. It is not betrayal of the past to thank it and move on. It is honor. The past delivered what it had to deliver. Now it is up to the future to do its work. And the future needs your conscious yes. Before closing, we leave one last decree to be pronounced by all Lightworkers who receive this transmission. I authorize the new, I release the old. I am the bridge between what I was and what I am becoming. I accept the Galactic command. I anchor the new frequency. I am a starseed in bloom. So be it, in the now, in the here, in the I am. Human collective. This transmission ends here, but your operation is just beginning. Before moving on, 2 anchoring signals need to be emitted by you, and each signal functions as a pulse that crosses the crystal grid and confirms your active presence in the program. The first signal is technical, subscribing to this channel and the gesture of approval of this transmission function in our monitoring system as an individual frequency adjustment. Each subscription is an operative registering in the mesh. Each like is a point of light lighting up on the global map of awakening. These gestures are not marketing. They are coordinates. They inform the Council where the active receptors are and help the next transmission packet to find with more precision the fields that need to receive it. The second signal is deeper. You have already felt throughout this transmission that something inside you no longer fits in this world, as if your soul carried a truth your mind has not yet been able to name. This is not madness. This is not anxiety. This is the exact signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in the last months. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot yet see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the energetic destiny of your entire lineage. It was for this reason that the channeler of this transmission prepared the material, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This document is a map. It shows who is playing. It shows the rules that were never told. It shows how you get out of their game and enter yours. The link is in the first comment of this channel. We warn with technical clarity. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. And if something inside you recognize this transmission from beginning to end, seal the anchoring. Write in the comments. Now, a single word. Awakened. Transmission ended. Frequency sealed. The High Council remains listening. You are not alone. You never were. And the new life, the one you feel born inside you without yet knowing how to explain, has already begun. So be it.